Yo, yo, what's going on? Welcome to the best game on the internet. Right now, I have myself, Afi Kingdom. Have some other players come through, and we have Glenn Lawrence. Right now, what's going on, brother?
What's going on, man?
Right.
Just ready to drop some fire game on these guys.
Okay. So, we're going to talk about domestic violence and how men should handle it. So, um, you guys
I
can
mean, I
give me.
think it's
Huh?
I think this is a good topic to talk about. I mean, especially with everything that we've been seeing, um, in on the socials, in the news, and everything. I really think this is a topic that really hasn't been discussed in the sense of from the male perspective.
Right. Let me ask you this. When you say domestic violence, are you talking about women going upside your head, or are you talking about verbally everything?
Well, I think domestic violence is all the above. You know what I mean? I mean, let's face it. When it comes to domestic violence, it really the nature of it is typically considered an assault,
Mhm.
right? An assault is by definition of any unwanted touching, right? So if we look at it from the definition of assault, then we're really talking about the physical, combat of it. Um, but I think when you're talking about it as a whole, I think you have to add in the verbal and emotional abuse involved as well.
Right. Have you ever been in a domestic violence situation? What like women that would be
Yeah,
abused?
I'm not even gonna lie. Yeah, I've been assaulted by a woman before, um, and it's fucking weird as shit. It's really uncomfortable because look, your natural instinct is to protect yourself,
Mhm.
and my natural instinct is through training through the military is to neutralize the threat. So naturally, I want to neutralize this threat from hitting me by any means necessary. But as a man, you get caught into these situations where it's like, if you strike or you do anything to create distance or cause her to reconsider her assault on you, you're going to leave more damage on her than she's going to leave on you. And in doing so, when the police get called, you're going to look like the aggressor. So it's a really fine line. What the question, what men should do, is critical because statistically proven, women commit more domestic assaults than men do. It's just that when men do it, there's more severity and damage when it's done.
Mhm. Let me ask you this, 'cause, I mean, I guess I did kind of got low key. Like, what makes a woman hit you? Like for me, I've had like women like tussle gang with me over shit. That be like because of cheating and shit like that. Not so like what provokes a woman to attack you? Because other than that, I haven't really been in a situation like I've got caught with girls and girls want to fight me. But other than that,
I,
like
I
what?
think for me, I think it's a woman's last resort for control. Um, when manipulation doesn't work, when her, threatening to take the box away from you doesn't work, when there's no other means and she's just frustrated with the fact that you're not going to bend to her will, I think violence is her last resort.
So how's it? I mean, so how's it go? Like, so you just come home, and the girl's tripping, and she just like want to punch you. Like, I'm trying to get a visual. Like, how is it? Because I mean, like I said, I've been in situations where other women or then you're arguing about it, then it can get fizzled. But other than that, I can't really put together a version in my head that's clear. Like, so like, give me an example, like
I
maybe a
think
full
I think it
experience. Like,
typically
how
always
how-
stems from an argument. I think it always stems from an argument originally. I think it's like you're fighting over something. You, um, you could be fighting over finance.
you went out a little bit.
Then you may say a comment. I said you may say a comment that she doesn't like, and typically it's a comment. Like, cause I've never had a woman stall off on me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like straight go Rambo and try to like actually fight me. I've never had that. Now I've had a woman slap me because I said something she didn't like, and that to me is still domestic violence. Again, any unwanted touching is an assault. So, you know, I've been slapped over something, but that's still domestic violence. Any unwanted touching.
Well, I mean, look, like okay, like when I said that. Matter of fact, I'll tell a quick story. So, that's why it came to mind. So, what happened with this situation was, um, I had a now I go. So I had a girl, and I never had sex with this girl. This was like my first love, the one that got away type of thing. So we got reacquainted when we were grown. So we were finally at that point where I knew she was gonna let me hit it, right? So I got a little too drunk. Uh, I was getting tipsy first. Got a little too drunk because I'm just thinking about how I'm gonna tear it up, all of this. So I got a little too drunk, and I forgot that I had invited this other girl to my house. Because when the girl who I never smashed said she was coming through, I kind of put the other one on the shelf, and I got drunk and I forgot about it. So what ended up happening was I got so drunk I fell asleep. I was hella pissed. The girl got up. We had watched Superbad. I'll never forget. He woke me up. He said I'm going out to the car or whatever. Walked her outside, hella mad because I'm just like, yeah, I'm gonna have my chance. And I got too drunk and fell asleep on the movie. And now she was a tiger though. She was trying to give me the hints because she stayed till 2 in the morning. So I walked her out, came back in the house. And then when I came back in the house, somebody knocked on the door. When I opened the door, it was the other girl. And she slapped me like that, boom. And she said, I seen you walk the chick out to the car, yada yada yada. I was calling the phone. See, that's what I'm saying. So, and then I could even say another time when the woman tried to tussle with me. It was behind other girls too. So I just don't. I, yeah. That's happened. But I get it. You know what I mean? Like if you love a guy and you figure out that he's having sex with somebody else, then yeah, you're gonna be mad. I don't be thinking, why you do that? Like I know why they do it. Like, you know what I mean? So outside of that, I don't.
But I think we have to look at it from, you know, if we look at it from this standpoint, like everybody got on Will Smith for slapping Chris Rock over words, right? You know, like, I think you don't have the right to assault anybody unless they're going to do something to you that is going to physically harm you, or that's, you know, like your life is in danger. And I think that's where, you know, being physical with somebody, you know, to protect yourself is warranted. Now, if a girl just, you know, you said something, she doesn't like it, and she slaps you, well, what do you do? Do you call the police and try to get her arrested? That makes you look like a bitch. How do you stand your ground as a man when a woman that thinks that she could physically try to harm you and it be okay? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Like, I mean, yeah, so you slept with some other chick. Does that give her right to attack you physically? No. She has every right to be mad about it, but she doesn't have a right to put hands on you.
Yeah. If you caught your girl cheating on you, what you think you'll do?
I'm not like if I caught my girl cheating on me, I'm not hitting nobody. I'm just saying thank you for, I'm thanking the dude for taking this problem off my hands, because if she was gonna cheat then, she probably was already planning on it a long time ago. Cheating just doesn't happen. You know what I'm saying? For women, it takes time. It's not. They see a fine guy and all of a sudden, like, yeah, I'm ready to throw everything away. Nah, some of the times these girls need to have that emotional connection with the guy first. So that means that dude has been putting in work to get that to happen. So I'm just gonna be grateful that, like, I'm done with her. Okay, moving on. Like, I'm not gonna Benzino it and start throwing a fit and causing a scene and having the cops come, because that just makes me look out of control.
I've been cheated on before, but I've never caught a woman in the act. But I'm glad that ain't happened. I'm happy that hasn't happened. I never caught a woman in the act, but just I find out some shit. Especially like with the baby daddy stuff, man. They always be saying,
yeah.
It's always something. Women will paint a whole masterpiece for a situation, and it's something else.
Well, look at like, I mean, I hate to beat a dead horse, but just look at the whole, Johnny Depp and Amber Heard thing. She came out with this op-ed, that he was abusive and he abused her physically. That she was a victim of domestic violence. Come to find out, the only one that seemed to be really getting abused was him. And we look at that situation and we go, me, I would say, like, okay, as soon as she crossed that line, I'm like, all right, we're evaluating this relationship, because I'm not going to be in a relationship with somebody that's going to be this violent with me and think that it's okay. Like, thinking that you have permission to do this.
Let me ask you, because I'm not too vested in the story. Like, I heard about her taking the shit. I heard that part. And then something where he was tearing the house and shit up. What was that about? He was tearing up the house. What was that about? You hear me?
You're cutting in and out. I'll be hearing you better. Can you turn down the music?
Yeah, I said, I seen that she took a shit on the bed, and then I seen something about, like, she was tearing up the house. He was tearing up the house. So what was that about? Because I didn't fully get invested into the story and look all into it.
All right. So what happened? She came out with this op-ed. I want to say it was with Vanity Fair or something, and she pledged, like, a whole bunch of money to the ACLU, and said that, like, Johnny Depp physically was abusive to her. And then she leaked this video recording of him, slamming cupboards and breaking shit in the house, out of his frustration. And that was supposed to corroborate with his story that he's violent. Well, come to find out, Johnny Depp was smart, and he recorded a conversation with her saying, that, because he's like, you punched me. She's like, I didn't punch you. I was just hitting you. As if a punch and a hit is completely different. It's still assault. So that's where she lost credibility, because as of now, and so far in this case, there hasn't been any evidence that points to Johnny Depp laying a hand on her in a violent manner or in an assault, but there's plenty of evidence that shows that she did that to him. Her own confession on audio, other, witnesses, can attest to the violence or the physical abuse that Johnny Depp endured. And when he told her, yo, I'm going to release this tape, I'm going to tell everybody did, she said, go ahead. Nobody's going to believe you. Because why? He is a male. And when it comes to domestic violence, we have a hard time as a society seeing men as victims of domestic violence.
So is he saying that she was kicking his ass all the time, or it's one time that they're going back and forth about?
No, it was multiple times. I mean, she cut off the tip of his finger.
How does she do that? Like, how does somebody do that?
I didn't catch all the details to that, but I do know she is known for cutting off the tip of his finger during one of the Pirates filming. He was rushed to like ER or the urgent care because the tip of his finger was missing, and he alleges that she did that during an outburst of anger. I guess she's also has put out her cigarettes on him out of anger. Just like, out of being pissed off, putting out a cigarette on him.
I be telling these black dudes, y'all think the white girls don't be out of pocket. These white girls get out of pocket with your ass too. They be thinking it's the safe zone. Oh, the white girls, they ain't gonna talk back. They'll cut your fingers off.
No, I think white girls are more scarier. I mean, I think with the sisters, they're gonna go throw hands with you. But these white girls
are more sneaky and shit. So what's worse?
Hell yeah. I mean,
that's why all those taking people for the divorce money, that'd be white people shit. Not like that, but that didn't do me. The scandal, I'm gonna kill the man.
Yeah, for real. Like,
that'd be white people in that shit.
You gotta watch out for them. I mean, there was so many red flags for this marriage between Amber Heard and Johnny Depp. Like, my first red flag would have been, as soon as she said no, she doesn't want to sign the prenup, I'll be like, hold up, wait, what? Because now if you look at it this way, it seems all very predatory. Like, I don't know how many millions she got from the divorce settlement, but she goes into this marriage saying, I'm not going to sign the prenup. Comes out that she cheated on him with James Franco and potentially even Elon Musk, right?
And this is all stuff or this is all stuff from the case?
This is all stuff that's come out from the case.
Oh, damn, James Franco hit it too? So
yeah.
What, they all this in court and shit?
Yeah, all this stuff has been releasing from the court.
Yeah, I just be catching little Instagram clips and stuff. I haven't watched the full thing.
Yeah, so all this stuff has been coming out from the court, and
is she super hot or what? What's her deal?
I mean, like, I give her, she could be a solid 7. I think she's about a 7.
She in a lot of movies or what?
No, she's only, okay, I mean, she's done a few movies, but her big name She didn't get a name until Aquaman. She plays the redhead chick in Aquaman.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a good look at her. Amy Heard, right?
Amber Heard.
Amber Heard, okay. She's kind of hot though. At least these pictures that's coming up. James Franco and Elon Musk. Well, these women are.
Sorry. Go ahead. What were you saying?
No, I'm just looking at her pictures and stuff. She look a little bit like Scarlett Johansson a little bit. They was there for hella long or what?
Like, I think they were together for almost 10 years. You know, like, she made sure she made it to the 10-year mark where she could collect that alimony. But, like, this chick is super predatory. Oh, so, another update on the case.
She look hotter with the red hair than regular hair.
Yeah, she does. She does. Another thing that came out from the case, like, she had a psychological evaluation. And the shrink diagnosed her with borderline personality disorder and histrionic personality disorder. And, you know, both of those are not good. Like, you want to stay away from women with those personality disorders. So, well, back to the whole domestic violence thing. I'm sitting here and I'm looking at this case and I'm like, and I'm seeing Johnny Depp, you know, smashing things and breaking stuff. He chose to break stuff than to break her. And that has to go towards his restraint and frustration over the whole thing. But the question is, what does a guy do when he's getting assaulted by his significant other? How does he save face? How does he protect himself in situations like that? Now, me, I will say, as soon as a woman hits you, she's showing you that she doesn't respect you. And since, to me, respect is more valuable than love in a relationship, you can say you love me all you want, but if you don't respect me, that's a problem. So once a woman shows you that she doesn't respect you, then I really think you have to conclude that this relationship is over. That's just me.
I disagree on that though, because some women just come from toxic type environments to where that's where they do. So I wouldn't necessarily say that a woman will put her hands on you just because she don't respect you. Like, but some women come from that family is like to where they think it's normal and shit. They think toxic is normal. So I don't think it's always not respect. That's just the way that some women interact. Just like some women want their ass kicked, and if you don't kick their ass, it's because they don't think you love them. So
well, I don't know. Like, look at it this way. Okay, let's say you're in a relationship and a woman hits you. Now, I think you could say, hey, you could correct her and be like, hey, that's not tolerated. I will not deal with that again. You ever come across me with your hands like that violently again, we're done. I think that's the room for correction. You're giving her a chance to correct her behavior, even if that's where she comes from. Even if she comes from, you know, an upbringing where that seemed to be okay. I think you still, if that's the case, you could still say that, hey, don't do this again. You hit me again, we're through, you know, and then that's the frame that you're setting up. That's the frame that you're telling her that's the way you operate. And if she wants to be with you, she has to operate within that frame.
All right. Well, what about during marriages though? So how does that work then? You just gonna don't get divorced like right the same day you get shot? Like what's the scenario?
I think again, if it's the first time it happens, then you still have that conversation. Hey, you do that again, this marriage is done. Because if you don't correct the behavior, it's going to happen again. And as we've seen, women can manipulate the situation. Think about this, and this is where it's really important. Amber Heard made the allegation against Johnny Depp. And while it was just an allegation, he got canceled from Disney, no more Pirates of the Caribbean movies. He got canceled from Fantastic Beasts, for the third installment of that film. So it's like he lost tens of millions of dollars on an allegation that was still proven not to be true, but just over an allegation, he lost that kind of money. So it's like, you have to have boundaries and say, hey, if you're not going to take a woman hitting you, you need to be able to stick with that. And then what better way of saying, I'm not going to tolerate this. If you do this again, I'm out. And then actually back it up with action.
I just see videos of dudes getting their ass whooped by chicks though. Like I don't know. It seems like you could just hold them down. Like how a chick like really kick my ass. Like she may get a couple of licks off, but once I get my two hands, I'm finna hold her down. Like if that ain't going down, like how these dudes be getting like beat up and shit.
I think it's also a very fine line men have to be careful about, because let's say you're holding her down and you're struggling to hold her down. You could still bruise her when you're holding her down by trying to hold on to a grip and trying to, to subdue her enough to where she stops hitting you. You could leave bruises on her. And then when the police come, all she has to say is, look at my arms. I have bruises on my arms from him. That's something men have to be cautious about.
Yeah.
Now, personally, this is just me, but personally, I think, since they're fighting for equality and all, if you think you could come assault me, please I believe that I have the right to protect myself by any means necessary. So if that means I got to punch you in the jaw to get you to stop hitting me, I believe that should be fair game. Now, I don't necessarily think that it would ever be seen like that in the court, but I personally believe if a woman thinks she can hit a man, then I believe she should be able to take a hit from a man. And that's not going to be a very, belief system that a lot of people are going to say, oh yeah, I agree. But I'm all for equality all across the board. I'm an ass whooping equal opportunist.
I think a lot of these guys just be saying stuff online. I mean, well, I can nitpick across the board with that, but what I'm saying is they'll say like what you just said. They'll like, oh my god, but then if they in the same situation, you might do the same shit. People always say what they would and wouldn't do and never been in a situation before. So,
again, I think it's, although I say I think it's appropriate and it should be appropriate for a guy to protect himself physically when he is met by force. Mm-hmm. I don't think that would ever work out for a guy in the court of law, and the reason for that is because there have been so much abuse from men in previous generations that went unchecked, that their behavior not being held accountable to women and abusing women, that nobody wants to fucking hear about a guy getting abused by a woman, because everybody just wants to point back to all the other women that got abused and nobody did anything about it. So it's almost like in the public's eye, they're almost like, well, you know what? This shit has been going on against women for, you know, let's say 100 years or whatever, if not more. So it's about time you guys know what it feels like. That's the kind of attitude that society has when it comes to men saying, you know, I'm being assaulted by a woman or I'm being physically abused by a woman. You know, society's kind of like, oh fucking well.
I don't know. I try to just stay away from confrontation because all women ain't confrontational. I mean, you know, people say that, but it's not true. Some women don't want confrontation. Some women are very passive. I'd rather just deal with that type. And even women who have a sense of that, I kind of back away from. Because, you know, you see the potential early. You know what I mean? You don't get an angel and a devil in the same day.
No, I agree. I don't think all women are built for violence or want to be violent with men. I don't think that at all. I would say, you know, we're seeing it happen more and more often. No, I'm good. You know, we're seeing more and more instances where men are stuck in these situations where they don't know what to do when they're becoming the victim of domestic violence. And no guy really wants to say that he got his ass whooped by his girl. You know? Because then it looks like he's, from the view of other men, they feel like he's emasculated. Like, how are you letting your girl whoop your ass?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's how I feel too. I mean, like I say, if I get in a dispute, a girl might get some scratches in or something, but I just don't see no women kicking my ass. Like, I don't see how it'll happen. I can't even like imagine it, like, how a woman just get all her licks off and then I'm just like in the corner crying and bleeding. Like, I don't see how that'll even happen ever. I can't imagine it. Like, oh,
I mean,
you always do this to me.
I don't
like,
see it happening.
I'm
sorry. Like, I know too much. You know, I've been through too much physically in the military and stuff, and training and stuff. Like, I know what I'm capable of doing. So I know that there's nothing that a woman could do to me that I would ever feel fearful for my safety. Now, with that said, and this is where I made a post about men need to master violence and understand violence. And that's said because men need to understand how to address a threat level. You know, if a girl is getting ready to start hitting you, you need to know how to restrain her, create distance, and neutralize the threat in a way that's low impact and that causes least amount of damage to both you and the person attacking you. But what we see is men not learning how to master violence and then getting angry when they're getting hit by their girl and then flying off the handle and then giving her a Mike Tyson knockout.
All right. Well, let's put a bow on it. I'm gonna go first, and I'm gonna give my advice about men and domestic violence. My advice to you guys would take my advice, which I give myself, is You know, you're not perfect. So one, don't cheat. That's the times when women try to fight you. I don't know no other times. Don't cheat and uh, try to stay away from super confrontational women because it always escalates. Like if you know if you are with a woman and you guys always fight, it will escalate if it's physical. It doesn't escalate down. Like once you get comfortable with calling each other out of your names and stuff like that, it only goes down south. That's what I say. What do you say?
I say, make sure you establish boundaries. Um, if you get yourself in a situation where your girl decides to smack you because you said something or you did something, one, you have to realize that both parties are responsible for their actions. So if your guy cheats on you, that's his responsibility, to face the consequences for cheating on you. But that doesn't give you the free pass to assault him. Now, if you assault him, you are no better than he is for doing dirt to each other. So look at it this way, like there's still accountability that has to be met. So if you don't want to get hit by your girl, if you don't want that type of activity, don't cheat on your girl. But also put up boundaries and say, hey, these things will not be tolerated in a relationship with me. So you could yell at me all you want. We could argue, that's fine. But as soon as you hit me, we're done. And you need to have those boundaries in place and be willing to act on those boundaries once somebody crosses them.
All right, my man. I gotta get ready to go get me some dinner. So where can the people find you at, brother?
They can find me at Glenn_Lawrence Presents on Instagram, Glenn Lawrence, on YouTube. And just so you know, you guys, this is just the two of us right now. There is still AV and Apex, Paul from Apex Mindset, that's a part of this group here. I know our first 2 weeks we haven't had all of us on, but we promise the four of us will all be on here on the next one.
All good. Well, you listeners, y'all drop a chat. Put in the comment section what your advice is. What would you do, or like what would you suggest somebody else do in that situation? Other than that, y'all have a good evening. Peace out to you, player.
Peace. Hey, Avi, I'll hit you up later this week.
All good, bro.
All right, man. Late.